Hello from my food forest. It's such a beautiful winter day today here in our subtropics on the Fraser Coast in Queensland, Australia, that I just have to make another video. And today I want to show you my raised garden beds, the newly built ones. So it would be like an update, what's happening in there, and also some other highlights, what's happening right now. So let's get into it, and if you liked it, don't forget to like and leave a comment below. I always love your comments. So please, now let's get into it. Let's go. And here they are, my raised garden beds we just recently built, set up, filled and freshly planted and sown some seeds, and everything is doing very well. So let's start with the first one we built. And if you missed the video, if you want to see how and with what we filled our raised garden beds, check my previous videos in the channel. So yeah, here I had some delicious radishes which I already harvested. And apart from this, the beetroots and carrots are doing very well. Super healthy, super yummy. So I will start harvesting now the beetroots and the carrots and thin them out as well, because they are pretty close to each other, but it doesn't matter because I can use the delicious little carrots in cooking in stir fries. The same with the leaves, also eating them fresh. So everything working really well. The second raised garden bed got the mini cabbages. Mini cabbages, I really love them because they grow very quickly. These guys already developing the heads, so it doesn't take much longer and we will be able to harvest them. And even though they called mini cabbage, so one such a cabbage is more than enough for one dinner. And here some volunteers which I probably will leave and see what kind of tomatoes they are. I have really no idea why they landed here in this garden bed. They must have come with the topsoil, because in this garden bed got the topsoil from our local nursery. So yeah, it will be a surprise. Here the broccolis, beautiful, huge leaves already, like I can watch them growing, really nice. And a new load of freshly sown beetroots and carrots as well. So when we finish harvesting the first garden bed, I will have new load of this. We are planning to put 2 more of them over here when I harvested what I've got in there. So the potatoes are already gone from here, the sweet potatoes and the spuds. We had a nice crop. It's a season for the snow peas, actually, crazy. We harvested so much, now they're slowing a little bit. I hope I will still get some more, but it was a really good season for them, and they're so yummy. So yeah, we have a really mild time at the moment, like a really mild winter time. warm days and relatively warm nights as well. So everything is growing like crazy, and on top of that we are having regularly rain, like maybe every 2 weeks, which is actually good for our subtropical winter. And here the pepinos, they have already started to flower, and I hope we don't get any frost. And I already have some young pepinos. Pepinos are like honey melons, but the plant is a perennial. So, and I think I still have some in my online shop, some young plants, if you wanna grow your own. And here, like a mix of different edible greens, some of them already going to seeds, and my beautiful eggplant. And young fruits, harvesting all the time. So very happy here with my parsley, which I'm grown from seed as well, doing very well here. And I am also selling the parsley seeds, the heirloom one, open pollinated, if you would like to grow your own. Let's have a look what else is happening. The Ceylon Hill gooseberry, you wouldn't believe it, but I am still harvesting the fruit. They taste similar to blueberries, but grow much better in our climate. And they are simply delicious. Let's move on. Strawberries coming finally into season. We already harvested a few, but there should be lots more coming soon. I hope so. Our little nectarine tree is really confused and getting flowers. I'm also harvesting the Alpine Strawberry, the wild strawberries. They are just coming in full swing again. Just harvested a few today from this little bush. Growing under the lime tree. Which is producing beautifully. And oh, a little trick I'm using to keep this beautiful tree happy and healthy. Always the limes we don't end up to harvest, like this one here. I'm giving it back to the tree. These are the concentrated nutrients the tree has taken from the soil, or the roots have taken from the soil to produce the fruit. And what else can be better than their own fertilizer? That is why I'm having this higher grass to keep all the fruit in there, so it won't be that visible. But it gives the tree exactly what it wants and what it needs. So yeah, here the garden bed we removed, the older one, and moved the soil to the new one of the new ones. Also the apple trees. Some of you may have seen my last video about planting the trees. They're doing very well. So yeah, cassava, we have lots of cassava behind the chickens area, but you can see in winter that cassava is like losing some or maybe all of the leaves, and that is absolutely fine. So if you had it long enough in the soil, now would be the time to harvest the cassava, take the cuttings and plant them back. If you live in a colder climate, you can also plant them, start in pots. And if you don't have any cuttings and you would love to grow cassava, you can check my online shop too, as I am selling the cuttings. Very easy to grow. I made several videos, I guess about, I think so, at least a few about cassava. The perfect potato replacement. Usually you can find the, it will be in here. Usually you can find the roots just under the surface. And they make a beautiful, really yummy potato replacement. This is the so-called sweet cassava, what I'm selling. That's the best in taste and best for consumption cassava. But check my videos. I don't want to repeat myself, because people who are watching my videos regularly, they will not be happy with it when I'm repeating myself all the time. The lovely blood orange, looking nicely. I'm overall really very happy with everything, how it goes. Some of the jobs I will be doing is to trim the guava. Now is the time to trim them. And they love to have their new growth, new fruit on the new growth. So it's really good to trim guava during the time when she's resting. The mango tree is starting new growth again, even though we are middle in winter basically, and it's getting the flowers. How are your mangoes doing? I think it's a bit too early for them to flower, especially when we get some frost, which may happen or may not happen. Here my happy place, my coffee place, my reading place when I ever find a little bit of time for reading, but definitely resting time. And my little pond I just recently cleaned. So let's have a look in here. The potatoes, I have harvested them too here. So the cabbages, which are not as happy as in the other garden beds, but mainly the reason being is that during winter time this garden bed is having lots of shade because of the large trees here. And the sun being pretty low, so they are having lots of shade. This is now late afternoon, so they are getting some sun from the west. But yeah, I decided I won't put any more garden beds in here, and after the harvest I will use the soil for the other garden beds. But still pretty happy with the cabbages, or at least with some of them. Really good size, so that's okay. Now talking about garden beds, these ones will be replaced too. I will try to make it a little bit more organized to save some space and get more growth area for growing vegetables. So not planting anything else, just waiting for the harvest, for the garlic to be ready. And also here the garlic will be harvested soon, and this area will be redesigned. So the mulberry tree, I trimmed it, also the other one over there. So I'm trimming it like this every year, and it gets lots and lots of new growth every time, and we have plenty of mulberries. I have to keep these 2 mulberry trees I have in this food forest here under control. We have a couple of other ones behind the chicken area. I will take you there one day to show you our food forest expansion. And the mulberry tree in there, it's huge. It's huge. It's getting out of control. So yeah, when you need the space, when you have to watch your space, trim your mulberry before it's getting a monster. Okay guys, I hope you liked the little update. I wish you everything best with all your garden projects, with everything what are you doing, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.